So it's February.
Yeah.
We've ended our Giallo month, and we still got.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, no, you were there for two
Half
of them.
of it.
You were there for two out of four.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this month of love on Gag Me tonight?
I hope so. Love me.
Maybe we can really use this as a dating site for Mike this time.
Hey, ladies.
Hey guys, it's your favorite final girl and boy, Emily and Nick, and your favorite final baby,
Yo,
Mike, coming at you with a new episode of Gag Me the Knife, weekly podcast. We dissect, disembowel, and shred the best and worst slasher movies. So we're gonna begin the month of love with slash consumerism with this 19. Wait, what does that say?
Love slash consumerism.
Love slash consumerism.
Like
Say that
slash.
5 times fast. With 1979's The Silent Scream, and finally, Emily's got an original VHS. She does. She does.
Yes. I don't know how original it's a video treasure, but okay.
That's OG.
What silent terror lies? It's a 1979's The Silent Scream. Okay. What silent terror lies within the walls of a gloomy old Victorian mansion by the sea? Dark, deadly secrets kept by the mysterious owner surface as brutal knife murders occur. What painful horror lies silently at the end of a secret passage? 1979, your thoughts?
Man.
I like how it says knife murders.
Okay. Barbara
No.
Steele needed the money.
Aw.
So did, that other woman was a pretty big actress.
Yvonne DiCarlo?
Yeah.
Is that the mother?
Yeah.
Mother in the
Miss Ingalls
Munsters.
or whatever.
But she's also she's the mother in the Munsters.
Mrs. Ingalls, right?
Yes, Miss
It was okay. It was kind of well acted.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't
was
poorly
pro.
acted. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But I saw Barbara Steele and Yvonne DiCarlo, and I'm like, let's go. This is going to be the shit.
no, I knew it wasn't going
Whoops.
to be great. But
No, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. I thought like they had a good final girl. I mean, she wasn't the greatest. She was okay.
Scotty.
I liked her. I mean, she was likable. They had likable characters.
Well, the flashback twist was kind of weak.
That was real
like,
weak.
And but there's parts of it then after the little military thing that we'll get to. I like that. You were
Yeah.
All
wrong.
the
I
metal
was his
fondling.
father.
Wait, what?
Fondle my
Whenever, at
father's
the very end,
medals.
like you were wrong. You shouldn't have told him that I was his father.
yeah, he
Oh,
be-
yeah,
he becomes
yeah,
his
yeah.
grandfather.
I also
yeah.
this is a did very well in the box office. So
Really?
yeah,
This is the only movie that this guy directed.
yeah, it did. It made $7.9 million.
No shit.
And I mean, I know he had to reshoot it, but I think he only spent like
yeah, it was
500,000.
originally shot in '77.
Yeah, and then he
They-
reshot it with different actors, and took out one of the lieutenants was supposed to be a female. All of her stuff got taken out.
Yeah, 12 minutes remain.
Yeah, I don't.
From
And
the
it
original.
was just like where Mason's watching TV and shit, right?
No, because it's a different Mason. The original Mason.
No,
was,
when he's watching TV, some of the footage.
some of the footage is
what he's
from the
watching
original
on
is used.
TV. Yeah,
It's like I'm just going to sit here and watch this rape scene.
That's
Yeah, which
We're
was
jumping the gun.
bizarre.
We're jumping the gun.
Yeah, that's I remember being like, what the fuck?
It's okay. It's real low
heavy.
on kills. However, this movie and the movie for next week that we have watched, both an hour and like 21 to 24 minutes. Good on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there are only like 5 kills in this movie,
No,
so
this
that's low
proved to me
on
that
kills.
I'd rather
Very
watch
low.
an hour and 45 minutes that I really like than watching.
It went by so
82
fast for
minutes
me that I didn't really
I wasn't
mind
that
it.
into.
I mean, I didn't love it, but I mean,
Or 43 minutes like Lake Nowhere of what is
Lake Nowhere.
amazing.
yeah. But I mean, I was glad to see an hour and 20 minutes. It went by pretty fast for me.
No, it was fine.
Yeah. So get us going, baby. Mike.
Okay, so it starts off with like slow motion cops. They're just like totally like moving really slow, and we're going to this house. The cops
Yeah, it
come
looks like the
in.
intro to an
to this
episode of The
house.
Heat of the Night or whatever. In the Heat of the
Did
Night.
you notice
Oh, I
it was
forgot
slow
about that
motion?
shit.
Yeah.
Like this whole thing.
The theme song was the
Which will-
shit.
NYPD Blue was another good one.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh wait, what was the Homicide Life on the Street? That's one that Richard Belzer before he.
Yeah, Dallas.
Is that by the same guy? I think that was written by the guy that wrote The
name some
Wire.
shows we like. I love Dallas.
Who shot JR?
I mean,
So,
yeah, who did? I
the
have a shirt.
cops
I have a shirt that says that.
Very slowly enter
too.
the house. They go up the stairs and they see, I think, 3 bodies. There's blood on the floor. Then we cut to this
That
college
shit shot
registration.
well. The
Yeah,
way
I
that
thought it was
stuff-
shot well, too.
That
Yeah.
is fucking cool.
Where it's like they're going
It
in and like
starts
you
off
don't
cool.
really know
It's
what's.
the end. This is one of those wraparounds where
Yeah.
you see the
Yeah,
end
yeah,
at the
yeah.
very beginning.
I thought the beginning was, especially for this guy, I guess not have really done anything
I
else.
thought he did
Dude,
really
yeah,
well.
I thought the
I'm
direct-
surprised he didn't make more movies.
I thought the
especially if
directing
it's
was really
successful.
good.
I didn't
mean-
think about this until you said, because I knew that, the wraparound or whatever. It's like, they're just, it's like the weirdest like introduction of like, oh no, Jack, that's Chinatown.
Chinatown.
You know?
Yeah, for
I would
sure.
rather watch
Like,
this movie
it's
than
like
China.
kind of-
I would
Seriously,
rather.
you like
I
this
would.
more
I
than
would.
Chinatown?
I
Weird
don't really
noir
like
shit.
China. No,
There's
I didn't say I think it's better than.
It's
I don't
not
think it's
better.
better than, but I would rather watch it
This
probably
movie
than
is
Chinatown.
better than
Really?
Chinatown.
No, I
What?
said it's not better. I said I'd rather watch
Get
it. I don't
outta
really
here
like
with
Chinatown
that.
that much. It's a better movie. I just rather. It's
I
long.
don't like Roman Polanski, but I like that movie.
I mean, I don't get it.
He's one I separate the art from the artist.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Well,
He's
you
not,
have to,
and he's
yeah.
not as bad as Woody Allen. That
Oh,
guy's
God.
gross.
man.
Also, Woody Allen gets on my nerves because he thinks
Gross.
it's so cute to. Okay, he's like, oh, I want to be like real all the time in my movie, so he coughs a lot. It gets on my nerves.
So didn't he
Besides
marry
the fact that he
girl
like married his adopted daughter.
Married his
Everybody knows
daughter.
what he did, Mike.
Yeah, yeah, he like
Way
fucked
worse
his.
than Polanski.
He molested his other
It
daughter.
was
but
Laurel
whatever.
Canyon, man.
I just think in his movies he fucking sucks.
Well,
I don't like
the
Woody
difference,
Allen
The
movies.
difference between Woody Allen, at least on paper, is he waited until the girl was legal, so he's not technically
no.
worse than Roman Polanski.
Actually, but now his
Mia Farrow
daughter.
had just been brutally murdered by the Manson family.
Well, his daughter also says
Mia Farrow?
his daughter
No,
says he
no,
molested her
Mia
too.
Farrow was
No, Mia Farrow was the thing with Woody Allen, right?
Woody
Yes.
Allen's wife.
Her
She wasn't murdered by the Manson family.
I know
Mike.
Sharon Tate was.
Okay.
I'm
Her
giving-
youngest-
I'm making
so you said
excuses
wasn't.
for
That's
Oh,
not
I
the
thought
only
you said
thing.
fucking
That the
pedo.
people got over that. The reason he's in trouble is because he molested his youngest daughter.
Woody
And she
Allen.
just and they just came out with a documentary about it like a year ago.
Oh
Wait,
yeah,
the one
I
he's
forgot
not
about that.
married
I
to?
didn't watch that
Not
because
the one he was married to. This
Man.
his
God
daughter.
damn,
Yeah.
all those like things. It's like, man, I know these people fucking suck. I don't need to.
But
like,
I didn't like his movies
I
before
don't, I
that.
don't,
So,
it's hard to listen to people's testimony about it because it's so hard.
but I mean, I didn't.
Like,
So hard. I didn't
no,
like
not like that.
I didn't like his movies before it, so I'm fine with it. So I didn't get the big deal.
That Purple Rose of Cairo is pretty neat.
I mean, Annie Hall, I don't care. I don't want to see this bullshit.
So at college registration, we meet Scotty.
Back to the movie.
Scotty finds out that
Scotty's a girl, by the way.
Yeah, Scotty is a girl.
She has a very weird,
I think she's
nice. She has a bowl cut, but it's long.
Yeah.
But it's very much a bowl cut. But
dude,
She's got a nice
Scotty's
keister.
cute.
Yeah.
Man.
Scotty's good
Like,
looking, yeah.
Scotty got some junk in the trunk.
I don't like her hair that much, but she's
But she
cute.
registered late, so there's no housing.
She's got honest eyes.
So she's given some addresses by the mean lady at the
Oh yeah,
registration
she's
desk.
rude to her.
Yeah,
She's like, I
she's really
can't
rude.
believe, like,
Kids
bitch.
these
She was like,
days.
well, I'm like a transfer student. Sorry.
So Scotty's in her little Datsun convertible, and first she goes to this place, and there's this like really
Oh, it reminded me of
uptight-looking
Revenge
lady
of the Nerds
who
when
just
they
looks
go
her
to-
up and down, and is like, no.
No, you know in Revenge of the Nerds when they go to all the different houses
Mm-hmm.
before they find the house that they like.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that where they're like where they're going to different houses. Like, no, not you.
Yeah, the first one she's definitely thought of as too low class. Then she goes to another, and there's this old lady, and the apartment's too low class for her because the old lady's like stomping bugs and shit.
And then next one, it's a dude. It's an
Yeah,
old
there's
man, but
old,
his wife
lecherous
comes
man.
out.
But then the wife sees him and is like,
Yeah.
no, honey. And the fourth one's this fucking haunted house.
Okay, it's not haunted.
Skipping to the fun facts. This is the same house that they use in Spider Baby.
It is the same house.
Fucking
Really?
Spider
Yeah.
Baby
No
house, man.
shit.
They used it because
It looks like a haunted
it's
house.
up on a hill, and even though there are houses around it, you can't you can shoot it to where it
And
doesn't look
that
like
beach
it.
is not really at that house.
No,
That's
it's
a
not.
different location.
No.
Dude,
But it looked
this
cool.
was the house. The house was the Spider Baby
This
house.
is the Spider
Yeah.
Baby
Sid
house.
Haig
And another
and all that
movie.
shit.
That's the one that stuck out to me.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
awesome, man.
Yeah, they use that house
Yeah,
because
can we do Spider Baby? That shit rules.
Yeah.
Babysitter Haig looking all creepy.
Somebody requested.
So she knocks on the door. Nobody comes to the door. She's like about to leave, but she runs into Doris.
but she runs into Doris down on the beach, doesn't she? Because they have
Yeah.
to run back to the house
When they see
Peter in his convertible.
they see Peter coming up, and she's like, yeah, but she's like walking away, and Doris is like, oh, hey, come over here, blah. They see, and she had driven by Mason, on her way up.
Oh yeah, who was
I
on a
forgot to
bike,
mention
and it's
that.
this teenager, supposed to be a teenager, looks like an adult, whatever.
So they see Peter driving up in his Porsche. So they run to the porch, and Mason's there. And there's a little bit of a confrontation with Peter over who's going to get the room. But Mason's like, oh, shit, we got 2 rooms. Your guys are in luck. So it's crazy. This place is $75. The first room they look at.
And
She
that's
acts like
too
that's too
expensive.
much.
Yeah, the other one's
She
50.
takes the $50 one. And she starts bouncing on the bed.
She's very excited.
Mason
about
says,
it.
and Mason's like, this used to be my sister's room.
Yeah, and he's kind of weird about it. And she's like, okay. But then he like just walks away. He's kind of just a weird dude.
And we can tell somebody's looking in through the vent.
You see someone,
It
you
zooms
see
in
their
on the
face.
vent. There's a face.
You see their face, yeah. It's not like, I thought they would hide that for longer, but they show it pretty much immediately.
Yeah. And then Mason's in his room watching TV, which he'll do.
He does it a
We'll see
couple
that,
times.
yeah.
Scotty's unpacking, and she goes to see where she can put her luggage. So she's like, hey, can I put this luggage somewhere? There's no room in my room. And he's like, yeah, in the basement. She's like, nah, it'll get
Yeah, but he's
it'll get
real
all musty.
awkward and weird about
But
it.
he's
But the
real
thing is,
awkward and real
if I was Scotty,
until he becomes
and
his grandfather.
yeah, well,
Well,
but
you
then
don't
he's
know that.
but then
He
he
can
says that
pack a
shit.
punch,
He's like,
though, we find
she's
out
like, can
later.
I put it in the attic? And he's like weird and like distant. And then he's like, yeah, but if you
Well,
do,
he knows
like,
his fucking crazy
go to the
sister's
door on the
somewhere.
left, which is it ends up being the door on the right.
Like
And,
the mom's room is on the
but
right.
no, the mom's room is on the left.
I think you're wrong.
No, I think I'm right because I watched the fucking movie like an hour ago.
I watched it yesterday.
I watched it yesterday too.
Okay, well, so I'm the freshest on this.
Okay.
That room,
No, the attic's on the left.
No,
I can see it in my head.
no. Well, then why, whenever she comes out of the attic, does she?
Yeah, so she goes in
Does
the
she
attic.
go the? Okay, never mind.
It doesn't really matter. if that's what
I'm
happened,
saying
it was
is
a continuity error.
he's weird about it, and he's like, "Hey, be quiet if you go past my mom's
Yeah.
room, or whatever."
we can tell from the beginning
if I
that
was
the-
Scotty, I'd be like, "Okay."
Why haven't I met this
gonna
woman
start,
yet?
I'm not going to tell anyone, but I'm going to start looking for another place.
Yeah, and I would be like,
Like,
why
I
haven't
might-
I?
I might
can
stay
tell
here
as the viewer.
tonight.
We can tell the attic is where those murders happen.
Yeah.
I also
we think
feel
it's in the
like
past.
I would
Yeah.
think.
But it's really in the future.
I
Yeah.
feel like I would think, why haven't I met the woman yet? Because I'm renting. I just said I'd rent a room from a teenager. She clearly is the landlord in this situation.
Well, if he's taking care of shit for her. Because if she's like sick, how?
She's not though.
She's not sick.
Also, fucking attic was not on the
But yeah,
left.
she's leaving the attic, and fucking Yvonne DiCarlo is just standing there like, what the fuck are you doing
So
here?
it's Mason's mom. So
like-
we think. Or so we think it's Mason's mom. It's Mrs. Ingalls.
And meanwhile, Doris is helping Peter carry stuff up when Jack shows up.
Jack's hot.
Jack is the fourth
But-
boarder.
The fourth roommate.
So
yeah.
whenever he rolls up on the motorcycle, did anyone think, because he had that green shirt on the bell bottoms, because 79 or whatever, he looks just like Shaggy.
He was a little
I don't know,
Shaggy.
I just thought he was
kind of
hot.
looked like a
Like
mix
from,
between
from
Fred. He was
Scooby-Doo.
Fred and Shaggy.
I thought he
Peter
looked like a
was-
Ken doll.
Oh, well, he also looks like a
He was
proto
handsome.
Brad Pitt.
He's tall.
Yeah, he is. Oh, yeah, he was out. I'd hit. I let it hit.
Also, I hate this man, not because of his looks, just because of who he is.
Hey,
This man
hates
What did he do to
sucks.
you?
Jack.
Nothing.
You don't like Jack?
When he got hit with the door, I was like,
He's a real
fucking
ladies'
finally,
man.
man. Like,
Well, he doesn't. I mean, he doesn't
that's not
die.
even it.
thought it was a
It's not a
punch.
thing. It's not from a place of jealousy or anything. Just fuck
Sounds
this
like
guy.
it's a little bit of jealousy.
So Jack shows
it has
up.
nothing to do with
It's
that.
gonna
Jealous.
help. Jack shows up and he's going to help carry Peter's
I'm only
shit.
jealous of his fucking bell bottoms.
You're jealous.
We cut to Mason creepily eating a sandwich in the kitchen. And
I didn't notice that he was creepily eating. I guess everything he did was creepy.
creepy,
Yeah,
yeah.
So I mean,
So the four kids decide that Peter, the rich boy Porsche driver, is going to take them all to dinner at a restaurant down the beach. And
they can walk to it.
They
even,
can walk to it, yeah.
Apparently, Doris
And,
is very
Jack-
excited about it.
Jack and Scotty just really fucking hit it off, and Doris was like already kind of prepping
Dude,
her.
to tell you the truth, I don't really think they did. I think what Jack did was this is why I
They
don't
did
really.
hit it off.
They hit
No,
it
no,
off.
no, they
Yes, they
didn't.
did.
Jack
It was
fucking
love at
okay.
first
The
sight.
other dude,
It was.
the other rich dude was
And they're gonna stay
clearly
together.
clearly into the other girl. So Scotty had
Oh,
no
yeah,
other
they
option,
trauma
and
bonded so
Jack
hard.
Jack brought a tray of beers, and here's the thing. The other dude, the rich kid, he ordered a double of liquor. He's not drinking beer. Like,
Yeah.
I think fucking Jack's a piece of shit.
You think Jack's trying to get Scotty loaded?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's my point.
No.
Wait.
I think that he was.
No, the way, and he gets, well, we'll get to this when they get back to her bedroom.
Will. I mean,
So-
eventually.
When they're on their way to the restaurant, that's
Fuck
when we're
Jack.
introduced to the secret stairs from the basement, and there's like this whole
On the back
hidden.
of the boogeyman. So
There's this
long.
whole hidden part of this house that we don't, the other lodgers don't know about. So
Lodgers?
the lodger.
they lodge there.
The people that live at the house.
And
called
this
lodgers.
Are they in there
we see
lodging?
we hear
lodging each other?
scraping. We hear some scraping at the walls, and then
Yeah.
we see this fist come through the boards,
okay.
and there's
So-
a hole in the wall now.
When this happened, I was like,
She's loose.
I was like,
Victoria's loose.
well,
Oh my God, that
I
reminds
didn't
me
know
of
it was
something that happened in high school,
Victoria.
but I
I
can't
didn't
even
know
tell
it
that
was
story.
Victoria at the time when I was watching this, and I was like, did
She's the
somebody
bathrobe
build
at
a
this
house around? Like, did somebody build someone in a house?
It reminded me of Bad Ronald.
Like,
I've
are
never
they?
seen Bad Rolls.
Because we
Have
saw
you
the,
not?
we
I
saw,
thought you had.
but we saw the
you
vent
heard- have you
peeping
heard of it?
earlier. We saw somebody.
It's a famous
Is that
TV
different
movie.
than Bad Boy
The
Bubby?
guy that played the director in Return to Horror High, he's
Okay.
like the main guy. He also played Dorothy's son in Golden Girls. But
Yeah.
he kills somebody accidentally, so his mom he goes into
Boards
this like
him up.
room and boards up so he has this whole like apartment
Well,
that's boarded
this
up in the
happens
house.
in was it Case of the Bloody Iris? There's
think there was
there's the
Oh, yeah,
curvy burn victim.
yeah,
that,
the son that she has like
No,
hidden
no, no,
in a
no.
hidden room.
That was
I don't
when
think she
that was
had
when you
built a
guys were
wall,
cheating
though.
on me.
yeah,
No, you
sorry.
couldn't fucking
You were busy worrying.
You're
But
busy worrying.
You got
Worrying.
Man, I get busy
Well, you
worrying.
kind of were. That's true.
Sometimes I burn a whole
mean,
weekend of worrying.
I had real problems, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't say they weren't real problems, but
But
you
so-
were busy worrying.
But so
There's beer and band-
I had turmoil, and you guys went to some other bitch. I see how you guys treat me.
Emily didn't want to do it by herself.
No, I didn't.
She didn't trust me.
You
to
should
carry
take
the
that
show.
as an
And
insult,
also,
Mike.
you
I
said
did.
thank you to the guy. You used to say thank you to the guy.
Yeah, thanks, Jeremy.
Jeremy,
You want me to shake the cheater's hand?
you already said thank
He's
you
in
in the last
Boston.
episode. Yeah.
What?
He's in Boston, your
You
favorite
didn't do
town.
it once. You did it a couple times.
No, just
I
twice.
saw that shit.
Twice.
I didn't listen to him.
But,
I want none of that.
You
filth
don't
on
listen
me.
to him anyway. we said
True.
that in one of the episodes. I was
do.
like, I said something.
I live that
I
shit.
said something. I was like, he's not going to hear it. He doesn't
I
listen to
listen
fucking
every
episodes. Yeah, me too.
Would crack me up.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right.
But also,
we think we're funny.
the thing about
I
this,
don't.
I do. But the thing about this movie is, I feel like from here on, like stuff happens, but not really. Like there are deaths, but it just
Yeah.
kind of like happens and then it's
Well,
over. But
They're in the restaurant drinking.
Well, there's not many people.
yeah, I mean, there's not much going on.
then-
But never,
there's
but I
not a
mean,
big cast.
there's no
Jack and
filler
Sandy
time.
are walking down the beach.
There's good camaraderie. I think the camaraderie was okay until for 10
Fuck
minutes
Jack.
until
she's-
fuck
Scotty's going
Peter
to.
too.
So Jack and Scotty are walking on the beach, and he's like, "Let's go skinny dipping," and she's like, "Nah, let's go home."
No,
and then,
that's not.
Then we
how
see
it happens.
Peter and
she
Doris.
goes, God, we should just go
behind
skinny
them.
dipping. And he goes, do we know each other well enough yet? And she goes, I
That was-
guess not. And I was like, that's a fucking asshole player move. Like,
No, well,
Well, yeah.
yeah, no.
Emily,
Oh,
does it
I'm a
look better
good
if you when
guy.
the guys mean
And
to
then
you before?
Wait, what now?
Are you attracted to people that treat you
obviously
rudely?
I am.
You do love assholes. John McEnroe, Bill Lampere,
Yep.
bunch of dinguses.
Bad boys.
So
Are you jealous
Peter-
of fucking
Peter
Bill
and,
and beer?
No, that wasn't what he
Peter
was
and
saying.
Doris are behind and they're bickering, and Peter's fucking drunk, like slamming booze. And up on the stairs, we see Jack and Scotty share the first kiss. While, oh wait, yeah,
Doris and Peter are down on the beach.
Jack
They're
did
down-
it to her, and she was like, "Hey," and
but
he was
Jack
like,
and Scotty kiss,
and she's like, "Hey,
Mason's
how about we
watching.
get some sleep?" And like, she's like, and like pushes him away. It's like, that's how I know Jack's a dick.
Well,
But he
Mason's watching
listens
this,
to her.
being creepy.
No,
And Scotty
Yes,
goes
no,
to
he,
bed.
does.
he keeps coming after.
he
her.
listens better than Peter does.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
But Peter's drunk as shit on wine. He's harmless. Like,
was that wine? I thought he was
well-
shooting liquor.
not well. He was shooting liquor, but he's on the beach with a bottle with the other chick.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Scotty goes to bed, and then we
Lady
find out
B.
that the tide is coming in on Peter and Doris, so it's gonna be they're gonna have to get wet. And Peter's like, I'm gonna take off my shoes,
Wet.
and Doris goes on, But then Peter doesn't come behind her, and
Well,
she's
no, he
like,
tries
"What the
to. Okay,
fuck?"
let's be real about this
And then
situation. He
it was a
hits
joke.
on her. He hits on
It
her
scares
a
her.
bunch and is not cool.
You've got great tits.
Like he's really too much. I mean, he tries to. I mean, he's too hard on. Like,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
he's
he is-
going in too far.
Not being very attractive.
No, he's being a little
But also-
rapey. Is what he's
Being a
doing.
little rapey.
Oh, yeah, he is being rapey, but he's also drunk as shit, and she's not a
Well,
drunk.
that
There's
doesn't
no
make it
sense.
okay. I'm just saying.
Well, it's like, it gets
But
down to where he's like
Jack's an
sitting on a
asshole.
rock.
Jackson asshole who said when she goes, "Let's not," and he went to bed.
Yeah.
And
No.
Peter's like actively trying to fuck her and is being a huge asshole. But he's drunk,
she's
so it's
obviously
okay.
not interested.
Like,
No, but
Who's the
Peter's been a
asshole?
clown the whole fucking time and been listening
But
like,
that
"Hey
doesn't
babe,
make
let's
it
fuck.
Originally,
Hey
Peter
babe,
was
let's
hitting
fuck."
on Scotty, right?
Peter's
no,
a
no,
lot
no,
more
no.
rapey
Jack's
than
trying
Jack
to get
is.
into Scotty's mind. That's
Oh
what it
my
is.
God.
Oh yeah, it does, and we see it work here in a little while. Go on.
Yes,
well, I'm
sir.
just saying he's not as rapey
I'm
as
just
Peter
saying-
is.
Peter's more rapey.
Peter's more rapey.
I'd rather be punched than mind fucked.
So Peter scares Doris because she thought he disappeared, but he really was
Is
just
being
tricking
rapey.
her. And this is when he's like, "You got great tits, you know that?" And she smacks him, and he falls down drunk, and just decides, "You know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna sleep on the beach." We see the full moon because it's in every fucking horror movie, and the tide comes in again. I guess it hits his feet and wakes him up, and he's like, "Well, I could have died," and then immediately is stabbed to death by somebody in a pink bathrobe.
Yeah, so he's gone.
And in the morning, there's a jogger and a dog, and they come by, but he's covered up with a fucking sandcastle,
is
except for his hands
Yeah, I
sticking
was
out.
like, I love that the killer took the time to build a sandcastle. Like it was
sandcastle
pretty
over his ass.
detailed
Yeah, it
sandcastle
was
on top
good.
of his like bloody hand
But
was
you see
sticking
his,
out.
Yeah, his hand's sticking out, so I guess
Yeah, but
they
it's a
call the
full-on
cops.
sandcastle. So this person built it, which I was like, that's pretty hilarious.
And then we see our awesome cops from the beginning, and it's Cameron Mitchell and Avery Shriver, and they're both really good at their jobs, being actors and shit.
Except for one of them has a yellow notepad the whole time, which all of his lines were on.
Okay, which
Avery-
one? Which
Avery
one's
Shriver-
Shriver-
is
the-
Avery
the-
Shriver the
He's the guy from the
lieutenant?
90s Doritos
the curly
commercials.
hair
But
guy.
Fat Gene Shalit.
Yeah.
Okay, so
all of his lines were
the
on
one
his,
who's
like,
not Gene
notes.
Shalit, that dude's been in everything, but he looks like a mix of Jack Palance and Liberace. But it's like if Liberace
they
and
were
Jack
wolf?
Palance were one person and they were half werewolf.
Not his
Like-
most famous roles, but
like
he was in the Toolbox
mid-transition.
Murders, Blood and Black Lace, Night Train to
Yeah,
Terror,
he was,
Demon Cop.
yeah,
And
he's been in all
Opry.
kinds
All
of
of his
shit.
lines
With,
were on
Paul.
on his like
Paul Newman.
investigator notepad. Those were he didn't know any
Yeah,
of his
yeah.
lines.
Well, I
he
mean,
just
that's,
like had them
that's a
on
good
But
trick.
the
if
I
you're-
mean, yeah, if
I
you
thought
have
that
them-
I thought I've got it written here. I
It's not
thought
like
the
he's
same
doing
dude
this
looked
for
like
his
Gene
artistry,
Shalit.
you know? He's doing this to
Like-
get a fucking payday.
Yeah, he wasn't. I don't. Yeah,
Okay. So, they're in the
Detective Gene
morgue.
Shalit.
They're in the morgue talking about
lying.
how they don't have any leads. But this guy had a rich daddy, so they better come up with something because the dad's coming into town the next day. So then they go and they question Scotty, Jack, and Doris.
Oh, by the way, the head detective guy, not Gene
lieutenant,
Shalit
Cameron
or whoever.
What are y'all are making fun of me?
No,
aren't
we're
you?
not. No,
No,
we're
no,
not.
dude, I've got it
he's just
written
showing me
here.
his notes.
Detective Gene
He showed me his
Shalit.
notes. No, he was in a movie that Nick and I covered before you came onto the show called Memorial Valley Massacre.
Okay.
And he was like the drunk trapper dad.
That's like where they
guy.
shoot.
Yeah.
That's where all those John Ford westerns were shot, right? Monument Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah. Killer. So the other Gene Shalit is talking to Mason, and he
Mason's
gets
so
asked
weird
about.
looking. Does he look like he's gotten doesn't he look like kind of a real housewife? Like he's gotten a lot of work done on his face.
Mason?
Yeah.
I
Doesn't
can
he
see-
kind of look like he's
No, he
gotten
looks-
like pre-Botox, but he looks like he like very stretched.
Yeah, he looks like his face is stretched across his.
I think I've got a conflict of interest on this subject because I had a friend when I was in middle school that looked just like this guy, and this is the first dude who ever
He
got
reminds me of the
stoned.
guy from the Wonder Years.
But I'm not
but less
joking.
Jewy.
No, mind you,
less
personality.
Jewish.
The personality was
I couldn't
different
say
with
that.
my
Wait,
friend.
which?
But
Oh, like the
The
guy
friend.
that everyone thought
Yeah,
was
not
Marilyn
Marilyn
Manson. Paul Danello, I think was his name.
Paul.
I think
Wait,
his name's Paul
what's his name in
Danello.
the show?
Paul.
Paul.
But I think his name,
Lame.
I can't remember.
Doesn't he kinda look like
That's
Mason?
not Paul Danello. Paul Danello is in Sleepaway Camp.
So this is the first time Victoria comes up, because he was like, were you guys living alone? He was like, yeah, it was just us and my sister, but she moved away out east.
Josh Saviano. His name was Paul in the show. Sorry. Anyway.
Okay. So
Not Marilyn Manson.
they're towing away the Porsche, and the Gene Shalit kind of looking cop is like, "Hey, why don't you tow that to my house?" And the tow truck guy says, "Va va voom."
Oh yeah, I thought that
like
was
that.
cute.
One of my
Like, yeah,
favorite
take
parts
this
of the
dead.
movie.
Oh, it's like, but you know, poor timing and bad taste. Probably talking about this dead guy's Porsche, but whatever.
Hey, a Porsche is a Porsche.
True. I mean, like,
course,
who's
of
gonna
course.
drive it? Who's gonna drive it now?
So then Mom is talking, Yvonne DiCarlo is talking to Mason about what's going on. And Mason is upset and he goes to his room and he opens the trunk and he starts fondling his dad's war medals. It's not really his daddy. He doesn't know that.
Okay, well, he thinks it's his dad, and
He's
he
really
thinks
fondling
Miss
them, huh?
Ingalls is his mom. Okay.
Yeah, it's really
And
his
he thinks that
grandparents.
his sister's name is Victoria.
We got a
And
real
it's really
Ted
his-
Bundy thing going on here.
It's his sister's really his mom.
Yeah, well, it's a Jack Nicholson thing.
Oh yeah, that happened with Jack Nicholson.
And his
Isn't it?
daddy's his
Hey, that's where
sissy.
Roman Polanski fucked that teenager.
God
Was at
damn.
Jack Nicholson and Angelica Houston's house?
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
in Laurel Canyon.
Well, no,
Right.
Angelica Houston comes in right after that happened.
Isn't she John Huston's wife or
Daughter.
Daughter?
Angelica
I, see,
Houston's John
I
Huston's
thought it was
daughter.
Huston.
And John Huston was the
I thought it was Heston.
incestuous bad guy in Chinatown.
Chinatown.
The circular nature of conversations.
Also
man.
a director.
Mr.
One of the
Goodness.
greatest directors of all time.
Yeah, I
John
mean, well,
Huston.
I wouldn't say great. It's prolific.
My
I
sister,
think
my
he's one of the
daughter,
greatest,
my
dude.
sister, my daughter.
Well, we don't. Okay, anyway, we don't know any of this shit yet, though, about Mason's
Yeah, that's-
family. But
that's the reveal
he,
later
he
on.
pulls out that this Trunkin's like real into his quote unquote dad,
His war
dead
hero
dad's
daddy.
medals and what I don't know. He spends a lot of time with that shit. So I was like, okay.
So then we see Scotty and Jack illegally shot on campus. They had no permission to shoot this scene. But Jack wants to swim on the beach, and she agrees reluctantly. She's like, yeah.
After
I'm
the
creeped out
dude
by that place.
got murdered, he's like, "Yeah, let's just go down
It's
there
all
and
right.
catch a wave."
I thought that one of them was
Yeah,
going
he's
to like
like, but
step on the
see,
knife
Jack
or something.
sucks.
I thought Doris also said it though. She
I
was
mean,
like, but it's a beach.
Well, he's
it's a
like,
beach to beach.
he says straight up, like, the reason I picked this place is because
It's
it's on the
because
beach.
it's on the
no,
beach,
no.
yeah.
Here's the thing too, and he keeps putting his hands on her.
Well, if a murder,
He's
if the
already
murder
made it. He's
happens
already
on
made it pass and like
Broadway,
came
does
at
that mean
her.
you're not going to go on?
Dude,
Oh, somebody got killed at the
They've
Kroger's. I'm not
known
going
each
to go to
other
the
for
Kroger's
Exactly.
anymore.
24 hours.
She
There's
says,
still-
I think
Jack
you just sound
sucks.
jealous.
You're safer on the beach than in the house where the fucking murderer actually is. I understand
you
that
don't
they
know
don't
that,
know that.
but-
Sure,
But,
yeah.
hey.
I don't know, man.
No, I
Fuck Jack.
totally understand her reticence, but
You're
I also
just jealous.
I
I'm
also
I'm not
understand
jealous of Jack.
her
Yes, you are.
reluctance.
No, I'm not.
And I understand him wanting to do it.
You're
I
just calling me
understand her.
jealous of Jack because
But
you
as
want to
soon
fuck
as she gets
Jack.
out of the
So?
water, she's cold and she's creeped out, and they go after he dries her off. She's
Well,
like,
he
I can
did
do that
that.
myself, and he's like, oh, I got it. So
I've
yeah,
I haven't been dried off in years. Like,
but
Constantly wet.
so
Constantly.
we see Lieutenant Cameron Mitchell
moist.
talking to
Moist
the
girl.
commissioner, and he is like, I think we have an angle with the Ingalls family.
An angle with the Ingalls. Who
But,
says this? Is it Gene Shalit?
No, Gene Shalit. This is where Gene Shalit bails him out, and he's like, "You were in there 10 minutes. I thought you needed a hand. There's nothing." And we find out the dad's coming
What
the
if that
next
really
day.
was Gene Shalit and he reviewed his own movie and
It's
he
Avery
was like, "This
Schreiber.
movie sucks."
But JNS, Jack and Scotty go
Scotty.
home,
You need
and they start
JNS.
making out to a sexy score, like an overly cheesy sexy score.
Oh yeah, I did note that the music whenever they're about to get sexy gets really stupid.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's nighttime now. Mason's watching the weird rape scene,
Yeah.
which is actually from the original footage of the movie from 1977.
That was very
got
strange. Like,
yeah, it's like, why
Oh,
is
but
this
we
on
gotta
TV?
use it. I mean,
this is on
like-
primetime TV.
we got to get some out of this rape
This is
scene.
it's supposed to be California, right? There's a
I
beach.
think so. I feel
There's
like
a big house on the beach, California.
Yeah.
But like, what
I think
fucking
it could be
channels just
anywhere
showing
you
the
have,
I
right?
rape?
thought it was Savannah, Georgia.
It could be Cape Cod. I mean, it could be anywhere that
Yeah.
has a beach.
Yeah, they
Myrtle
don't
Beach.
give any clues really.
It could be Myrtle Beach. I think they would use the boardwalk more.
Jack's doing homework, and Scotty's also doing homework. And we hear that the song from the scraping scene earlier. There's a song that keeps playing whenever Barbara Steele, Victoria, whatever you want to call her, is like,
Oh, I do have one of the
Working on
songs.
her
I do
house.
have one of the songs that I was going to play as the outro because
Is it the one?
maybe
from the
it was
record?
filmed in Santa Monica, California.
Santa Monica. Yeah,
So
they're in California.
yeah, I don't remember. I think I was fucked up when I found it, so we'll see.
So Doris
I found something.
Doris is down in the laundry doing down in the basement doing laundry, and the cops are
Down
talking
in the
about
laundry doing the basement.
the cops are talking
That's what
about
I do.
the
I'm the drunk one,
family and like how Victoria had
Trying to take my
attacked
job.
somebody back in the 60s, her ex-boyfriend.
What?
Yeah, she had attacked.
I didn't hear what you said.
She'd attacked Mason's dad and his new girlfriend with a knife in the 60s. Cops
Who?
find that out, but she's not supposed to be around. She's supposed
Who?
to,
Yeah, they're
Victoria.
trying to find. They're like, we got to find this Victoria.
he's like, we got to find her.
Oh, the police figured that out. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
Scotty comes down to
The
the
half
basement, and
werewolf.
she's they're talking over the laundry, and Doris is like, I gotta get out of here. And Scotty won't stay. She's like, hey, we stay down here while I'm finishing my laundry. And Scotty's like,
No.
no, I've got to go do some homework. Sorry. Scotty gets a beer and goes back to her room. And Jack somehow scares
yeah,
her.
that was rude
I
of
don't
her.
know
thought-
what beer that is,
I
but
thought that was kind of rude of
Olympia,
her.
it was
I
Olympia
kind of
brand.
think Scotty has decent taste in beer.
I think that
she's
was
got
rude of
like
her,
some
though,
like
because
top
Doris was
shelf
like-
No, she
stuff.
should stay down there with
Yeah,
Doris.
because
man.
Doris is like,
Bitch is about to get
I
murdered.
feel like I want to be around people right now because murder and whatever. And then
And she
just
probably
like,
did
no,
have a crush on Peter, even if she was playing hard to get.
probably.
I should have said that.
No, she probably did.
So Scotty goes upstairs, gets some beer, goes back to her room, and Jack scares her. They make out again. And
See,
Doris,
Jack sucks. Fuck
while
Jack.
Doris is in the basement, she hears something. She hears these scratching noises. We know what it is. But then she starts hearing
Do
them.
we?
We start hearing sex noises from the vent.
I don't know
Because
what
you can
this
hear Scotty's bedroom from the basement through this vent or something. And we get this like 70s lovemaking scene. And Doris is like straight listening to them
Yeah.
fuck. When we see a feminine figure in a robe stab her multiple
A
times.
feminine figure.
I thought it was obvious. Like,
Dude,
hey,
I've
it's that pink
heard
robe.
vent sex plenty of times when I've
Yeah?
lived in places that were 2 stories, and the worst time was like, okay, so this girl,
I looked it up.
one of my roommates, it was a chick, she lived below me, and it was the vent was shared. It was a floor.
Were you
It's
looking
called
up that
I
song?
Love You, Baby, oh baby, I do.
She would fuck dudes to still the same like
No,
Bob
still,
Seger. Yeah.
because you're still the same.
Yeah,
Gonna
like-
put you
But
yesterday.
the one thing I was just waiting, she never did it, but I was just waiting for it. It's like, just pull them old records off the shelf. It's like, you guys are telling her fucking
Sit and
this
listen
because you could
to
hear
it by
everything. It's like,
myself.
jeez. Like, what a lame taste in
So-
music.
Yeah, Doris gets this fuck
At
stabbed
least
out
like
of her.
pick something good.
And then we see Jack.
At least
and-
Bob Seger's sister.
Maybe like a whole album.
Who was this?
What?
He's not gonna say- he's not gonna say their name on the fucking
track.
No.
No, it doesn't
No,
work.
no, no.
TNI Nikki.
I'll tell you
No,
later.
no one need. Yeah, you don't need to know.
No, that's not the point of the story.
Okay, so Doris gets killed.
You want their social security number
We
too?
we see Jack and Scotty post coitus, and Scotty's like, "Get the fuck out of here! I gotta study." And she's like, he's like, "Well, what if I go find somebody else?" And she throws him a teddy bear and is like, "Here, this will do you." And he takes the teddy bear, and he puts smooth jazz on his headphones and kind of cuddles the bear.
Oh yeah,
And we see that Mama DeCarlo is Mama Ingle.
Mrs. Ingalls.
She's asleep in the chair, and she has Victoria, Barbara Steele, locked up in this room that you can only access, she thinks, from her room. Really, there's like a secret basement passageway.
Did you guys think that Barbara Steele's like cage room looked like an album cover of like a band like Korn from the 90s?
Yeah.
It was kind of a big room.
Yeah, but it was all like crazy and like like I don't know.
Yeah. Are you playing the song?
No, I'm seeing the one from the next
she's
episode.
proto 90s new rock.
She's proto tool.
Yeah, proto.
No, but so fucking Barbara Steele's sitting there at what you think is a mirror, but it's really a photo of herself when she was younger. And I have written down she's still so hot.
Yeah, she
but
does
she's got
still
these,
look good.
She's got these scars on her forehead.
But that's not a photo.
And then it pans over, and you
is,
can
though.
see the corpse
Isn't
of
it? I think
you can
so.
see
No,
the
it's a
corpse of
different
Doris.
actress.
No, man.
No, it's her.
The thing that the black and white photo in front of her.
Yeah.
That's
Isn't
not
that-
Barbara Steele.
Well,
Yes, it is.
it's a picture
Because
of
then it
it's
flashes
a picture
back to
of
that
the actress that
hanging.
played. It's the actress that played her when she tries to hang herself. Getting ahead of herself here, though.
Yeah. Okay. So,
But they tried to pick somebody,
her like flashback her,
which is actually
the
the
it is
person,
a different person. Yeah.
It's the person who's going to end up marrying the director. It's his future wife.
Oh,
That plays a
in real
young
life.
Victoria. But we're not there yet. So it pans
I
over.
don't know how.
We see Corpse Doris because we have a lot of side
Corpse
quests.
Doris? Who's Doris?
Doris,
Doris. The other girl
the
that
tit-
got killed.
The
Okay.
one with the great tits.
Yeah. We didn't ever see him.
No, we don't.
No. So
We do see Scotty's during the lovemaking scene.
Yeah, but we never got to really see if those were.
we see plenty of Jack's tits.
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
he's
Why
That guy
is
shirtless.
can't keep his
He's
shirt
shirtless
fucking
a lot.
on.
He's
really
shirtless a lot.
obsessed with Jack?
Fuck that dude.
You're
Do
obsessed.
you want to fight or fuck him, Nick?
Okay,
Throwback.
This is a fight. This is a fight or
Boyd,
fuck.
I couldn't
Throwback.
figure it out, but this guy.
No, that was
Boone.
Boyd Boone. Was his name
Boone.
Boyd?
I don't know. It's all the same.
Boone from the Final Tear, and also another.
Which
There was
he
another
hated.
guy. There was another guy.
Final
This
Tear,
is- this
Final
is
Tear is a
different.
better
There
movie
was
than
another
this.
guy. Yeah, it was.
This
yeah.
is
It
different.
was the best
Like,
one in that whole month, in my opinion.
No,
but-
this is different. I just want to punch this fucking guy.
No, there was a guy later on that couldn't tell if he wanted. I think it was the guy in Humongous. Say he couldn't tell, like Nick.
Oh,
There's been a couple.
the
The guy
asshole
Nick,
guys?
yeah, the brother.
It's like one of those things. It's like, dude, we're either gonna fight or we're gonna kiss.
So
I think he
she
would make
puts
out
on the
with him.
record of baby.
Really,
love
but
you,
I mean,
love you, love you.
not Jack. No.
Yes, you
No. I got qualms with Jack.
And I wrote down that wrote down that Barbara Steele was great
He
at
about to
playing
catch his
the serious.
hands.
She was great at acting crazy.
She was good at acting crazy. I mean,
So Scotty, after they fuck and she throws Jack out, Scotty puts on a robe and goes downstairs, ends up in the basement to find Doris, and she finds the hidden passage. She walks right by this big puddle of blood and goes up the hidden stairs with a
Yeah, I thought that was
flashlight.
pretty
Notice
convenient.
that. She
And
walked
she
by
sees,
Yeah.
she sees a bloody sheet.
fairly
and then,
significant pool of blood.
It's huge. It's a huge
I know
pool.
it's
It's a
kind of
huge pool of
dark,
blood.
but
And she's
like,
got a fucking
that's-
flashlight.
Yeah.
it's a huge pool of blood. She wouldn't have missed
like,
it.
yeah,
She'd have
you
to
didn't catch
purposely
that?
walk around it.
Oh, can you imagine if you stepped in that? Ugh.
Yeah, but she would
Well,
have to.
fucking Scotty would have been like, it's wet down there.
So she goes up all these hidden stairs.
to
She
do
sees a bloody sheet, but then she's seized by Victoria, and the mom comes in and sees what's happening. She stops Victoria,
Victoria
from
is,
killing.
by the way,
Barbara
again, Mason's sister, quote unquote. That's what they think.
So Mason hears and he scurries over creepily, and Jack kind of hears something over the jazz, and well, he's got jazz headphones on, and he comes to investigate.
Put it
and he
up my
sees that
jazz
Scotty's
hole.
under bed.
I want
He,
that
and he goes
jazz.
upstairs and he knocks on the mom's door, but
Mrs.
nobody's
Ingalls.
there. So the mom, and we see that mom and Mason are restraining Scotty, so she can't call out. And he tries. Jack sees Victoria's door, but when he tries to open it, it's locked. And Victoria's just like on the bed, cowering, like crazy.
Which
lady.
is weird that she's like
She's
all
a
of
freak
us,
on the leash, man.
Well,
she-
Jack almost gives up, but then Scotty uses her toes to try to topple this record player, and I was like, "Oh, she's gonna do it, and he'll hear it." But Mama DeCarlo Ingalls, she catches it just in time. So Jack gives up, and Mason's covering up Doris with a sheet, and Jack's out on the porch, like hollering for Scotty, like maybe she went outside, I guess. And Jack's still like Scooby-Dooing around, looking at everything. And Mason ties Scotty up, and he's really good with knots. I was like, Mason must have been a Boy Scout. And he starts yelling at the mom, like, I knew this was going to fucking happen.
mad
Why do
about
you
it."
keep this stupid bitch around? And this
she
is when
went
the
outside,
mom
I guess.
tells Mason, like, Victoria's actually your mother. I'm not your mother.
Yeah,
so
all of it. Like I was like,
And he's
really
like, what
good.
about my dad? And she was like, that was my husband, your granddad, who died 2 years before you were born.
And who was his dad?
His dad was some military guy.
No, who was his real dad? Just some random guy that fucked
It's
Victoria.
the guy that Victoria attacked because he knocked her up and left her.
When did he attack her? I don't know. When did I
The
don't?
cops say that in the 60s she attacked some guy and his girlfriend.
Yeah, that's why.
I just
we gotta
imagined that
find
that was
where
Mason's
Victoria
dad.
is.
Yeah, but they never say it.
So then we cut to a flashback of
fucking
a
matter.
young pregnant Victoria trying. What the fuck?
That was
A young pregnant Victoria trying to hang herself, and she does it. But the lamp that she
No, it's
Why
not a
would you
lamp.
put
It's
the
a
new
fucking ceiling fan
fan?
fixture.
I'm sure it had a light
Light
fixture
fixture.
on it. It's a
yeah.
lamp. It's a type of lamp. But
It's not strong.
technically might.
It's not
Yeah.
strong
Yeah.
enough to hold a fucking human body.
especially a pregnant one.
Well, dude, that was one of the parts of the movie I really liked. That it was like, okay, like finally somebody I've seen movies where somebody's done that, and it's like that's not real.
Yeah.
Like like low rent movies
Right.
that it's like no, you can't hang
And it
yourself off a light.
takes a
fixture.
while too.
Yeah,
If your
or
neck
a
doesn't
fan
I mean, you
fixture.
can do it, but you can do it sitting down. Like you're better. It's
That takes a lot of fucking control.
well, I know someone
If
that
you
did
could
it.
stop yourself,
Well, yeah, the lead
you know.
singer of NXS did it without doing it from
Well,
the
so
sink.
did someone
Wasn't
we
that
know.
autoerotic asphyxiation?
No, it wasn't. It came out that it wasn't because he like called his like family
David-
before he and
Call out to our next movie.
David
David
Carradine
Carradine.
did yeah, he did.
So then we see Victoria getting put in an institution. And as a child, Mason does know that that's his mom, I guess. But they say that there's a procedure done, so I guess she's been lobotomized.
She had a lobotomy,
but
yeah.
not very well. She's still killing motherfuckers.
That's why she has like the scars on her head.
But the mother is like, hey, we're going to take her home. Me and Mason are going to take
You
care
gotta
of
put
her.
like scar things.
So
on Barbara
Mason is
Steele.
losing his fucking mind. And he's like, what about my dad? And that's when he finds out it's not his dad. So
'Cause
he
he was
goes
obsessed with
downstairs.
his fucking
He
dad.
goes downstairs to his beloved chest. And this is when Jack's like, I'm going to go to Mason's room because he heard Mason go in his room. And Mason just knocks him the fuck out. And he starts opening his trunk. He pulls
He's
out
like,
a uniform
no one's
and
gonna
a
stop me
pistol.
from my trunk, like my daddy trunk.
He pulls out his dad,
That was
granddad's
like
old
the one
uniform
thing I did
pistol.
like about Mason is he fucking punked fucking Jack.
Oh, he
Yeah,
knocked
he
him
was
the
like
fuck
that.
out. He was out for a
Yeah,
while.
he did knock him out.
Like
8
somebody
gunshots
needed to
didn't
do
even
it.
wake
Like,
his ass up.
like
Jack was not
somebody
a
had
bad
to
guy.
do it,
By
man.
the way, everybody that's listening, if you watch this
Just
movie,
because Nick doesn't like
Jack
him.
was not a bad guy.
Yeah.
No, he totally
Jack's all right.
was.
So Scotty is
No,
locked in the closet.
no. It's not about Jack.
Can we
dealing
finish this? There's like
yeah,
just a
man.
second. There's just a second left. Scotty's in the closet. The cops figure out, oh fuck, the mom took Victoria home. So they're like, we're on our way. Jack is still knocked out. Mason goes into the Victoria's room in his granddad's
The
uniform,
Victoria.
and he starts talking in the first person like he is the grandpa.
Yeah.
And he points the gun at Scotty first, but then he turns on Victoria. But the mom's like, no. She stops him from shooting his mom,
So he shoots her.
daughter, and they struggle like for a while. And there's like shots going off everywhere, but it doesn't really hit anything. It hits like the mirror.
Oh
It
yeah,
hits,
he
like,
has way too many shots in that
the
gun.
radio.
I was like, he
No,
would be
that's
out
one
of
with a
bullets.
clip. It would have at least 8 to 10, I
Yeah,
think.
well, he shoots about that many.
But he accidentally kills his mom in accident. I thought the bullet
Well,
wound,
Mrs. Ingalls,
the bullet
his
wound-
real mom is Victoria. He shoots Mrs.
He
Ingalls.
kills his grandma, and I thought the bullet wound looked really good.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Victoria sees that Scotty's almost loose, and she grabs the knife she keeps under her bed, like we all do, and she is about to stab
what?
Scotty when she
I don't.
switches her attention to Mason. So Victoria's about to stab Mason, but Scotty is able to yell through her bindings to get Mason's attention just in time. But he's out of ammo. Oops, he can't just shoot his sister. But he does
He does.
he reloads
reloads
and shoots
himself.
Victoria.
No.
And then shoots himself in the face.
Yeah, he shoots himself in the head. But yeah, he does shoot her first. But she
Yes.
lives.
She thinks,
she lives.
he thinks that she's dead, so he kills himself. We see Jack waking up. Scotty somehow gets free, but Victoria's still coming at her with the knife. And there's this cool scene where she like slams the door on the knife. I liked that. Like Victoria's like wiggling the knife in the door crack. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Well, the way that they make it sound
So-
in the kill count is that,
That-
she
that- that
she
was-
stabbed
yeah, that was pretty
herself,
cool.
but like she.
Well,
I
Jack,
enjoyed it.
Jack
Because
busts
Scotty was
in
tack-
just in time, and Victoria like kind of turns around. The cops arrive finally.
And Scotty like tackles her.
Scotty tackles Victoria and accidentally stabs. Somehow
gets-
during that scuffle of the tackle,
stabs
Victoria
her.
gets stabbed in the gut and dies. And then we go back to the opening sequence, and that song
Sequence.
plays. The sequence. But then the song plays again, the credits roll. And Silent Scream is over.
Okay, so real quick recap. Can we agree that? Can we get on the page?
This is about Jack,
shut
no.
the fuck up.
Yes, sir.
If it's gonna be
This
about Jack,
movie
no.
took place over the course of 48 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like yeah.
Right?
That's my problem with Jack.
whatever.
Wait,
like you
what?
haven't fucked a girl the same night you've met her, but okay.
What? Isn't that just as much on her as him?
Yeah, it's not like he
Takes two
didn't
to
rape
do
her.
No, I didn't say
lambada.
that. I'm just
You
saying
just
he
don't like
sucks.
him because he's
I
you
thought
think
Jack was
he's
okay. You're talking about how handsome he was. I thought you liked Jack.
I mean, I understand that Brad Pitt is handsome, but
He's
I
a-
don't.
he- but
I
he's-
don't like Brad Pitt.
You don't like
Oh,
Brad
you don't like
Pitt?
Brad
He's so,
Pitt?
how can you not like Brad Pitt?
Well, all these people have a fucking shelf life.
He
Yeah,
does not.
Johnny Depp had a shelf life, and like he was good for a certain amount.
Leonardo
Like,
DiCaprio still hasn't gotten off that shelf. Neither is Brad Pitt.
well, no, Leonardo DiCaprio is like a
I love that
cheese
movie,
or something.
Once
Like
Upon a
it
Time
can
in
stay
Hollywood.
good for a while.
Yeah,
but
and they're both fucking hilarious
They're
in that
great in
movie.
that.
They're funny
Did
in
you
that.
like that one, Nick?
No, he
What-
doesn't
wait,
like
Once Upon
it.
a Time in Hollywood.
He doesn't like it.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I do.
I didn't
and
care
Brad
for
Pitt
it.
is hilarious
I
in Burn
read
After Reading.
the Quentin Tarantino book
Did you like that?
of it. That was
He
way
liked
better.
the book
Okay.
better,
It was
way
but he
better.
did it after. He's fucking hilarious in Burn After Reading.
I've never seen Burn After.
Oh, he's so
That movie
funny.
rules. He
He's
is good in that.
hilarious
Yeah,
in
that
that.
movie
He's
rules.
so fucking funny.
It's a really good film.
Kill
Yeah.
count for Silent Scream. Okay, one.
Kill
we have to
count,
wait
kill
32
count, kill
minutes
count.
for the first kill, and it's Peter Ransom, and he's stabbed repeatedly in the chest with a kitchen knife by Victoria. Two is 20 minutes later. It's Doris Pritchard. She's stabbed to death with a kitchen knife by Victoria, and then nothing else until the very end. At 1 hour and 17 minutes, Mrs. Ingalls is shot through the chest by Mason with a handgun. At 1 hour and 20 minutes, Mason shoots himself in the head and with a different gun. It says with a different gun, but it looks like the same
It was
gun
the
to me.
same gun.
And then it says with a shotgun. That was not a shotgun.
No, he fucking.
No, it was the-
It was the same. It was a
pistol, the
handgun.
automatic
And
pistol.
then at 1 hour and 23 minutes, that's 3 minutes later, Victoria, although she's been shot already, she's finally dies by being stabbed in the gut with a kitchen knife. She does it to herself, kind of, but it's because she's been tackled by Scotty.
Yeah, Scotty helped a little.
So, trivia. We've talked about some of this already. So, it was originally shot in 1977, but was considered unreleasable. It was reshot in 78 with some new actresses for name recognition value, such as Yvonne
cops.
DiCarlo, Barbara Steele, Cameron Mitchell, and Avery Schreiber.
Who I think those guys really make this movie.
Oh, I
work.
think they're good.
Yeah,
I don't
before,
usually.
This would not work.
Usually, the cop scenes are like the scenes that I'm
These were
not
fast.
really. Yeah, they were very fast and just like
And
got to
Avery
the
Schreiber's
point.
hilarious. Just looking at him is funny.
Yeah. So in the end, only 12 minutes of footage from the original version was retained in the final finished film. The house that was used was in Spider Baby. We already talked about
That's
that.
crazy.
Such a
I didn't
cool
know
house.
that until
That's
you
a
said
beautiful
it. I had
house.
no idea.
So Barbara Steele apparently took the role of Victoria because it gave her a rare opportunity to play a mute character, and her scenes were shot in only 4 days. She wanted to be mute, I guess.
Easy
Right?
money.
Yeah. The director was a successful TV commercial director with his own self-named studio, and he had always dreamed of making his own horror movie, so that's why he was able to
Well,
do
if this
it.
made money, how did they not get him to make more horror
I don't know.
movies?
600.
'Cause
I think
this
the budget was around $600,000, and it made $7.9 million.
This was perfectly serviceable.
And that's with reshooting it too.
Yeah.
So I think like the original was only like 150,000. I think he used like 450,000 in the second run.
You would imagine a studio would be like, "Hey,
You just made millions of
Yeah.
dollars.
Especially in
homie,
1979.
you got anything else?"
because
Like,
this is like an early, like 79. That's before.
this is
That's
a
like
year-
at the
year
very
after
beginning of the
Halloween.
slasher craze. So you'd think, but yeah.
they'd be juicing him,
What's-
but he just like go one and done. He's like,
Well, I think he was
Denny-
just so successful
Denny Harris.
with TV commercials. You just probably went back to that. It was like this
Yeah,
stupid
yeah.
trouble. Especially since he had to reshoot the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, he was probably pissed.
So,
Maybe he was just like, "Fuck that, I'm not
a
doing that
horrible
again."
experience.
Yeah.
yeah.
Originally, Mason's character was, quote, an offensively exaggerated gay character, very broad, supposedly
Mom.
villainous because he was gay. When Murray Langston played him, that was the original guy that played him. So the character was changed for reshoots, and a different actor played him. It's Brad Reardon.
So if this was originally shot in '77, it would have been before Halloween.
yeah,
Damn.
yeah. So
Not saying Halloween's the first, but
it isn't.
Don't get her started, Mike.
I know.
Don't
I
get
know
her
we've had that
started.
conversation.
Okay, so Avery Schreiber, he was a comedy duo with Jack Burns, popular Doritos ads.
Dude, they were. I remember those.
Sergeant Danny something in Second City. My Mother, the Card, Chico and the Man, Match Game, first season of The Muppet Show. He was in Airport in 79, Robin Hood Men in Tights, The Concord.
Dracula Dead and Loving It, and he did voices in Animaniacs, Smurfs, The Jetsons, and Heathcliff.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, the lines on the yellow notepad that Avery
Cameron
Shriver...
Mitchell. Oh, wait. Avery Shriver.
Sergeant. Yeah, the sergeant carries around. That the sergeant carries around, yeah.
Sergeant's Avery Shriver. Lieutenant is Cameron Mitchell.
His lines were on the whatever, that notepad. Okay. The story Rebecca Balding tells about her falsies falling out was ad-libbed and true.
Oh, shit.
So the original Victoria Ingalls was played by Susan Back Lindsay. She had a severe allergic reaction to the prosthetic makeup that permanently scarred her face.
Ouch.
And then they fucking reshot and replaced her.
Yeah, dude, that'd be fucking
like
shit.
it permanently scarred her fucking face, and then they were like, also, we're reshooting the whole movie and you're not in it anymore. So, bye.
Thanks, guys. Sweet.
The bar scene...
hey, man, scars are cool.
The bar scene was entirely ad-libbed. Actor John Widelock, he played Peter, was the original voice of Chuck E. Cheese from 1977 to 1983.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yvonne DiCarlo, she was from the Munsters.
Well,
she played Lily
fuck
Munster.
Chuck E. Cheese, man. It's all about showbiz.
Barbara
pizza.
Steele is the queen of all scream queens, quote unquote. Black Sunday,
true.
Pit and the Pendulum, The Horrible Dr. Hitchcock, The Long Hair of Death, Castle of Blood, 8.5, Shivers, Dark Shadows, the 90s remake.
Cage T, 8.5. Yeah, you mentioned
Cameron
that.
Mitchell originated the role of Happy. I think we talked about this during the Memorial Valley Massacre, but he originated the role of Happy Lohman in the Broadway production and film version of Death of a Salesman. Mm-hmm. He collaborated with Mario Bava. He was in Les Miserables, How to Marry a Millionaire, Desiree with Marlon Brando. He was Buck Cannon in the TV show The High Chaparral. It was a old Western that was on for like 10 years or something. And lead in The Beachcomber, Blood and Black Lace, Orson Welles. He worked with Orson Welles a lot.
Toolbox Heroes, Night Train to Terror,
Orson Welles
Demon
movie
Cop.
The Other Side of the Wind that was unreleased until 2018.
Mm-hmm.
He was in that. From 1975 to 1976, he was in Swiss Family Robinson, the TV show. He was in Slasher, the 1979 slasher The Demon, Night Train to Terror, From a Whisper to a Scream.
Night Train to Terror is one of the best fucking films ever. Like, I love that movie.
We're going to do it eventually. I don't have it on the schedule yet, but...
So...
Do you have any
a couple
trivia?
of Yvonne DiCarlo movies. If you want to see her in like later shit, she's in Cellar Dweller. She's with John Carradine and Satan's Cheerleaders, and she's in this movie where she has a Rottweiler called Play Dead. She has the Rottweiler like eat her fucking family she doesn't like. Scotty was in The Boogans, which was directed
I
by
forgot she was in The Boogans. Yeah,
her husband. Mason was a punk in Terminator, and Doris was in Blood Cult. Somehow Doris was in Mean Streets
Bill
and Where the
Paxton?
Buffalo
Doris was
Roar.
in Blood Cult from 1985.
Dude, was Mason one of the
I don't remember
punks
who
with
she was in.
Bill Paxton?
Yes.
No shit.
He was like, there were two punks
the
that backed
original
up
Terminator?
Bill Paxton.
in
like
the
the
first
first one?
Terminator.
Yeah, Mason is one of those bit players.
In that movie. I haven't seen him forever.
He's like one of
he's
the
the
only
dude who's like,
He's been killed by an alien, a
Cold
predator,
Night, huh?
and something
Terminator.
else. Terminator, yeah.
Oh, and he's in Predator 2.
He's been killed by a Terminator, an alien, and
He
a
was
predator.
the cop in Predator. He's one of the cops in Predator. Is it
yeah.
Predator 2?
The only,
Yeah.
He's like,
You're right.
yeah.
He was killed by all those aliens things, but the
I love
the
him in
tornado
Predator
had
2.
nothing on him.
And I love him in Near Dark.
Yeah, Bill Paxton's great.
Bill Paxton died too soon.
But
all right.
Scotty, I'm sorry, Doris.
Dark
How did
is
Doris
great.
get in Mean Streets and Where the Buffalo Roam? Have you seen Where the Buffalo Roam, where Bill Murray plays?
I haven't seen that,
Hunter
but
S.
I've seen
Thompson?
Mean Streets. Who'd you play in Mean Streets?
I
Peter
don't know
Boyle
exactly.
looking like your boy
I didn't write
Gene
down.
Shalit in that.
Yeah, he likes
Yeah.
Peter Boyle.
I love Peter Boyle.
Who doesn't?
I
You don't.
think I know. I don't mind him.
You
He's
know
fine.
who Nick doesn't like? Jack.
Did you see? He's probably in nothing else.
You know what? I've actually.
I didn't have anything written down for Jack.
Have you turned a corner on
yeah,
Jack?
I've turned a corner on this.
Now you're over
Jack's
it.
all right.
He's not that bad.
No, he's totally a fucking asshole. Like, no.
Okay,
No
so
one, you
Stay
should.
gagged on
No
Nick's
one should
hatred
ever
for
move that fucking fast.
Jack.
At least the drunk ass Peter who was like fucking
Eleanor. He
Yeah,
just kisses
like,
her after
48 hours
It
and that's
seems
just
totally
fucking
natural
her.
to
Okay,
me.
Nick, most guys will meet a girl and fuck him that night.
Dude,
like,
she was
what the fuck are you
totally
talking
in-
about?
Scotty
Yeah.
was head over heels for this dude.
Yeah.
No, she wasn't.
All he
Yeah,
did
she
was kiss her,
was.
and he
No,
was
she
very
wasn't.
like respectful of what she wanted.
You couldn't tell by the way she was looking at him.
Nope.
She liked him.
No.
I think
did.
she liked him in real life.
Yeah, IRL
Yeah.
for sure.
Those kisses lingered.
So stay gagged on Jack's thing.
Stay gagged on Mason's creepy sandwich.
It's creepy sandwich.
Stay
Creepy
gagged on a beach, beach bottle
I
of
thought
wine.
it was. I thought the way he was
Bottle
eating it
of
was
wine,
creepy. What was
bottle of
creepy about the
wine.
sandwich? That's a creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything he did was creepy, man.
The sandwich was
I can't
creepy,
do
not
anything
him.
after that.
Oh, stay.
I want to know what a creepy sandwich is.
So what do you give it, Nick?
I give it 2.
I give it a 2.5 to a 2.75 on it. Like a loose 2.75.
2.75 is what I was thinking. Like, I've given some crappy stuff 3, I think. And this was not bad at all. It's had a lot of
It went by
actors I liked
fast.
it in.
It went
I
by
liked
fast.
in it.
It's kind of like, I mean, 79. I got to give it credit for being that early.
Yeah. And it's got some lighthearted stuff. Like,
It didn't bother me.
I think that they had
It
to have
didn't
made it before
bother
they
me.
saw Halloween. I feel like
I think you're right.
so.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I gotta give you credit for that.
at least the idea. And
Well, I mean,
some of
yeah.
the footage was before.
Yeah, from 7. I mean, he had the
It
whole
came
idea. It
out.
just didn't work. Like that, but I think it was the same story.
I'm really glad they brought in those 4 bigger actors, though.
Yeah, it's true.
Steele,
Okay, well,
DeCarlo.
so that's all.
Trey.
So
But
we'll
still,
see you next
but
week.
still, fuck Jack.
Okay, bye. And stay gagged on all of our social media: Instagram, TikTok, Gag Me with the Knife Podcast. Our Twitter, Gag Knife Pod. Become a Patreon for member shout outs, early access to episodes, fan requested episodes, and bonus exclusive episodes. And we're about to do our prize drawing. I
Ooh,
still
it's
haven't done
coming.
it yet.
It's
I
coming.
promise I'm about to do it.
She keeps
She's a
talking about this.
professional crestinator.
Well, I've got to get it all together, and then I've got to put all their names in a hat and do it like
Oh,
that because
yeah.
I got to do it fairly. So,
Maybe we should do it on a Patreon.
yeah. Well,
episode.
no, probably. Well, no, we'll do it in a real one. But go to.
I wanna make sure
But
this is-
you might be able to get.
If Katie just wins, I'll be like, man,
Katie's
this
not
is
going to win.
This is
Sorry,
favoritism.
Katie already. Her name doesn't go in. Sorry. Oh, hey,
Damn.
Katie.
Hey,
no, Katie
Katie.
can't. Wait,
Sorry, Katie, you're not gonna win.
Well, she's not. That wouldn't be fair. So,
She's a friend of the show.
yeah. And also, oh yeah, so you still have time to, sign up and get your name put in for the prize drawing because I'm probably going to do it next week. So go to www.patreon.com.
www.
This will already be out by that time, so it didn't really matter. So patreon.com/Gag Me with a Knife Podcast and buy our merch at gagmewithaknifepodcast.com. And we will see you next time when we're still doing Love Month, but it has nothing to do with love. But there is love in the movie.
No, there's Love and Boogie, man.
There is some love. So, yeah, unfortunately, we'll be doing My Bloody Valentine after that. I'm sure some people are
Jake and
fucking up.
Lacey, they're in love.
They are.
They have a kid named Kevin.
So we'll see. What?
Jake
See
and
it, see it.
Jake and Lacey have a
Who
kid
the
named
fuck are
Kevin.
these people?
Seeing, I don't know
They'd
who's
have to be in love
what
to
he's
have
talking
a-
about. I have
Okay.
no idea.
I'm
what
talking
he's
about the Boogeyman.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.
When I saw you walking by the sea, I knew then that you were meant for me. I love you, baby. Oh, baby, I do. Baby, I do. When I saw you standing by the shore, I knew you were what I waited for. I love you, baby. Oh, baby, I do. Oh, baby, I do. And when I hold you, baby, whoa, you make me feel so fine. And when you kiss me, baby, whoa, I know you're mine, oh, mine.
You send me all of the time.
Stay